My phoenixes, how are we doing tonight? Happy Sunday, the Lion's Gate, because it is the 8th month and the 8th day. Leo portal, Lion's Gate portal. So there's a lot of energies floating about today. And we are going to get right into this tarot tale. Angel Spirit Guides, what does the collective need to know in love and light? Oh dear board. What is this? That's no strategy. We got an Emperor. Starting off right with the Emperor energy. The Emperor is generally some Aries energy. You could be in the Emperor energies right now. You could be dealing with an Emperor at this time. But we see the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, so there's not really much strategy. There's not really much planning going on right now. So this Emperor doesn't really have a plan. But we see the Wheel of Fortune, which is things coming to completion. We see... It almost looks like a Ouija board. I don't want to say that, but like there's things written in the stars, there's things written in the cosmos. You see the moon cycles up at the top. It's things are coming together. It's a Wheel of Fortune. Changes. Just changes. I read royalty. I've somehow seen royalty on there. I don't know if that's relevant, but it could be. And we see the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So you're coming out of a lack. It looks like you're coming out of a lack, and there might not be much strategy, but you're coming to a completion. You're coming to a cycle with the Wheel of Fortune and coming out of a lack. Anything else? Holy crap, 3 cards. We see the Wheel of... I just said the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, we see the Hierophant, which is sometimes higher commitment, higher learning. It's the institution system. It's higher learning. We see 2 keys at the bottom. The Fleur de Lis and the Lily on the other side. He's talking. Then we see the World. So it looks like you're coming to a completion. Maybe there might be some higher commitment with an Emperor at this time. But there's this King of Cups. This King of Cups is in reverse, so it's someone that has a lot of emotion. They might not handle their emotions very well. This person could be a little bit over emotional at times when it comes to things. Anything else? Maybe you're feeling a little bit over emotional at this time. And we see the moon. The moon can sometimes be confusion. It's the unknown. It's what's coming next. We see the lobster heading towards the pillars, heading towards the moon. When lobsters, I've learned, because they develop the same hormone that humans do, the serotonin, but the more serotonin that a lobster has, the bigger they get. So the bigger the lobster, the more serotonin they have. Fun fact. And the dogs howling at the moon. So you might be a little bit in a confusing state, but we see both the Wheel of Fortune and the World. So you're coming to the end of a cycle. You're coming out of a lack. You might be emotional, but you're coming out of a lack. And we see the Star in reverse. Usually when you see the Star in reverse, it's healing. It's going into some self-healing. It's more of that star energy is more you're trying to hold it into yourself and trying to use it to heal. Because the star, it's an Aquarius card. The Aquarius is the water bearer. They're always replenishing and revitalizing the land. So you're just taking that star energy and putting it towards yourself at this time. Can we get anything else on the Emperor? He might be a little out of balance at this time when we see the 2 of Coins in reverse. What is this? 8 of Pentacles in reverse. 3 of Cups, so it's a collaborating, it's a coming together, it's a celebrating. 3 of Cups is celebrating, it's coming together, it's having a good time. The Wheel of Fortune, Spirit Guides. Is the Lovers. It's the Lovers. It's a choice. It's coming. The Lovers in the original tarot is coming down to a choice. You have to pick one direction or the other. Most people interpret it as a love interest. It could very well be. How you choose to interpret. We do see two souls in the middle of this circle, and they're joining hands, and there's a light down the center. And it could be a lover's choice in the Wheel of Fortune for yourself at this time. Coming out of a lack, we see a King of Wands in reverse. Usually when you see a King of Wands in reverse, they can be very mean, very fiery, but they could be very quick-tempered. Their tempers can flare and they can go into some shadow energy, because usually in reversals is a shadow aspect in some cards. What is the Hierophant, please? The Hermit. So going inward. The Hermit is actually a fun little story. Whenever the Hermit is the emperor that lost it all. Basically, they were an emperor, but they spent too much time in their own shadow energies that they found themselves wandering in the dark with a lantern. So, higher commitment, maybe with a Hermit, maybe an emperor who went into shadow energies, because we did see an immature King of Cups. But we'll get more information on that in a minute. The World, please. The World. There's a Three of Wands. It's kind of a wait for it. It's a wait for it moment. It's the end of a completion. Sometimes our cycles seem really long and really tough, but it's a wait for it moment, and it'll probably be a really good end of cycle. King of Cups. It's a Two of Cups. Pardon me. It's a Two of Cups. It's a soul connection. It's a special kind of soul connection. You see these two, they're holding each other as they're raising their cups to the stars. It's actually a very beautiful card. This one. And the Moon? What is the Moon? Angel Spirit, guys. Coming out of some sabotage. We're coming out of some Five of Swords, but we also have a King of Swords. We've seen the King of Swords 2 days in a row. So the King of Swords, this person's been kind of standing back. They maybe have had a Tower moment recently, but this King of Swords has really seemed to be like taking a step back, just kind of watching and analyzing. Being a King of Swords, they are very analytical. They're very airy. They're in their mind. They could be in a position of authority, but you're having a Tower moment. Towers aren't always bad, but sometimes it's a shock in the system. It's a shock to your system when you have a Tower moment. Any final messages about the Emperor? Angel Spirit, guys. We see the Page of Swords. So the Emperor at this time is watching. They're learning. The Page of Swords is a card of learning, getting more information. So this Emperor at this time is watching. They may be out of balance, but they're watching and they're trying to get a better survey of the playing field. Getting a better glimpse around, I guess. And for Out of Strategy, they're taking another perspective on things. When we see the Hangman. Even though when you look at this Hangman, this guy looks like he got caught in a trap. You see like the rope around his ankle. This guy got caught in a trap, and he's like just taking another perspective on things. He probably didn't want to take another perspective on things, and now he's just like, shit. Well, how else do you get things figured out when you get caught in a tarp? If you got caught in a trap, that's another good way of getting another perspective on things. And what is this Wheel of Fortune Lovers bit? Five of Wands. There's fighting. Oh my god, itchy nose. So I keep getting fighting. There's fighting going on at this time. There's people fighting over you or something. So whoa. There's a lot of conflict about this choice, about this Wheel of Fortune event that's coming your way. People will probably disagree and are like, that person doesn't deserve it, but they don't. Excuse me. It's none of their business. If it's your Wheel of Fortune, what's meant for you will always find its way to you. There's no way people can take that away from you, because if the universe has a set plan for you and it has its plans, there's a field and lessons you need to learn, but what's always meant for you will always find its way to you. So always remember that. And this coming out of the lack, we see a King of Pentacles. So a King of Pentacles. Maybe there's a King of Pentacles in the mix that's coming out of a lack. They might have been a bit of a bully. Maybe this King of Pentacles was a bit of a bully about you coming out of a lack at this time. What's this Hierophant? Friggin' is the High Priestess. It's asking you to use your intuition at this time. Well, because it's also sitting with the Hermit. Whenever you're in Hermit mode, you're kind of staying back, you're kind of reflecting, you're kind of relearning about yourself. So use your intuition at this time. You have your own cosmic powers. It was 11/11. That was kind of cool. You have your own cosmic powers. So it's time to use your intuition and use your own self-guidance to help guide you through at this time. Higher learning. Don't ever stop learning. If you do research and stuff like that, whenever you're in the Hermit energy and you're in the High Priestess energy, you're kind of reflecting, you're kind of in a field of learning about yourself, because once you can master yourself, you can basically master almost anything. When you master your mind, imagine what your mind could be potentially capable of. And what is the world with a wait for it moment? What is this wait for it moment, Angel Spirit guys? It's a Queen of Swords. It's wait for it. End of the cycle for Queen of Swords, who's probably been in this cycle for a while. Do you see her? There is an owl, and her throne has dragons. She's sitting there holding her sword, awfully pretty. She is waiting. She's just waiting. It's the wait for it moment. It's like, alright, when is what's meant for me will come to me. Please. I've been waiting. I've learned my lessons. I think. Be confident. Oh, we see the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Cups and the immature king. He's kind of very emotional. He could be a little immature. But there's a lack with this Two of Cups here. And then we see the Star. And the Star comes over the moon, so it's self-healing. And this one you see she's pouring the cups. She's being the light. You see the Ibis right here. There's nice cherry blossoms. It's actually one of my favorite cards. But she's standing in her power, and she's standing in her own light, creating and manifesting in her own ways. So taking her on self-healing and learning about self. And what is this King of Swords? Communicating. This King of Swords wants to communicate at this time. When we see the Eight of Wands, it's very fast, it's very passionate. It could be an email, a text, a phone call. It could be almost anything at this time. And then at the bottom of the deck is a Queen of Wands. And when we see this Queen of Wands, she's very, very fabulous. I just want to say, that dress is stunning. Holding her wand to the side, ready to command her fortress. Very fiery, very passionate. Anyways, what are some of the animal energies for tonight that we need to know? Angel Spirit Guides. I love it when I do that, because the Sacred Ibis, right here, there's the Sacred Ibis, and we come into pulling out the Sacred Ibis number 22, and it is learning. It is opening the door and choosing to learn and to expand your consciousness and to expand your awareness at this time. So keep learning. The Sacred Ibis, I can't believe I'm just an itty bitty bit psychic. I blame my Pisces moon. I know my birth chart too well. It was an itchy nose. But yeah, it sometimes happens. I called that. Anyways, what's some more animal energies? I get all giddy when I do stuff like that. I'm like, I'm cool. Oh, we see the lynx, their secrets. Maybe that's why you're probably not aware of all this fighting, because there's a lot of secrets. The lynx, which is a number another 2, which puts, we got 222, and when you look up the numerology behind that, that's actually a number. Sorry. Itchy nose. Bottom of the deck. The chameleon, which is change. Everybody has to accept change sometimes. It might be difficult, it might suck, but change is always for the better. So the sacred ibis is learning and secrets. There might be secrets at this time you're going to be learning about. And maybe whatever this fighting is that's going on behind your back, because you don't seem to be aware of half of what people are probably talking about and spewing about. Sorry, I burped, so more energy's pulling through. Anything else we need to know, angel spirit guys? Yes. Just say yes. So at this time, there might be something coming up. There might be a job opportunity. There might be a person that's going to come and talk, communicate. Maybe this King of Swords or this Emperor is going to step forward and communicate. And it's just telling you to not be afraid to say yes to something. You know, you might be saying no a lot. And maybe it might be time to just say yes. Maybe. No. I say no all the time, so for me to say yes. Practice. Practice. The best way to be good at a skill is to practice, practice, practice until you get it right. So at this time, you might be working on something new and you don't think you're good at it, but it's just telling you to practice and practice and practice, and that's how you get better, is by practicing. Practice makes perfect. So when you're practicing, you're learning and you're teaching at the same time. And then we see change. The changes that you're going through are positive. So you might be going through some hard changes. You might feel like this negative stuff is happening to you, but looking at it from a different point of view, sometimes change is for the better. Change, it helps you grow as an individual. It helps you grow as a spiritual being. So accept change and itchy nose. Accept change. Oh my god. I got like, my spidey senses are going off right now. I'm just like, what is going on? Ah, spidey senses. Angel spirit guides. Anything else? Any final messages for the collective? Angel spirit guides. I haven't seen my grandpa card in a while. If y'all don't know, a unicorn deck is a very special deck to me. It has a special connection, and we have the grandparents card. And I call this one my grandpa card, because every time this card comes out, I would see a picture of my grandpa and inside jokes. Usually the other card, drink water, would come out. It would be this card and drink water. So it's like, thanks grandpa, telling me to drink more water. Even beyond. But this card is grandparents. You have a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. Even on the other side. I got friends on the other side. Heavy as a crown. Never falter, never gonna lead you down. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So you are a pillar of light. You are very special in your own way. And it's time to like raise your vibrations and take all the self-healing you've learned and help teach others at this time. Keep getting that song stuck in my head from yesterday's reading, because we had the Ten of Wands and it was the old man with the stag antlers. And after rewatching, I'm just like, the song, Heavy is the Crown is what it's called. And that's kind of what I just sang, but that song comes to mind. Sometimes when you have to wear a crown, in a metaphorical crown, in your own spiritual realms, you are your own divinity. So sometimes a crown could be heavy. Having to explain and not be understood, and it's... I don't know what I'm trying to say, but heavy is the crown. Never falter, never gonna lead you down. Anyways, until next time, my phoenixes, later days.